I think his arm strength, I honestly feel his release is faster. That's the weirdest thing. Like, it's weird.
Wasn't there a movie where the kid like had a tendon surgery or something, like the rookie of the year, and he was like a little kid and he was like throwing 95? I think Tom had that surgery, apparently.
If you would have stuck with baseball, he was drafted by the Montreal Expos. If he had stuck with baseball instead of football, where would you be today?
I'd be selling insurance, man. Baseball was not my sport. I loved it, but it turned out to be, obviously, football was the one I chose for a reason. Although I did love baseball. It was a great sport growing up, especially in California growing up. Barry Bonds went to my high school. Greg Jeffries. It was a great baseball school. So that was my first love, and then football, obviously. Once I started playing football, it was game over.
Hey, I just talked to Brady like 3 days ago, just congratulating him, and everything. And, he's such a good dude. So, yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. Absolutely.
So you just hit TB12 on his hip and just say, hey, congrats. That's
Yeah. Nah, man, he always reaches out to me, and, I try my best to, always reach out to him. I think, football aside, this is this is a good dude, and, this is a guy that, has a lot to offer, you know what I mean? As far as just teaching you, about life off the field, whether it be business, whether it be taking care of your body. He's just a great resource to have. And, I'm more so impressed that guys like him take the time to kind of entertain little guys like me, because, God knows he doesn't have to, entertain anybody, but for him to kind of take his time, out his day, to just always reach out, always send a congratulations, or always be, somebody of great support. I think that says a lot about his character. But,
how about that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, man. He's a good dude.
How about that? So what do you mean? Like he gives you tips, or you pick his brain on maintaining your body and anything
absolutely.
like that?
Well, I think he's just easy to approach, he's easy to talk to, and, I think he offers you that. I think he offers you that ability to kind of ask him anything and ask him whatever, you know what I mean? And so, like I said, we've always been competitive, against each other on the field, even going back to, when I was in Houston, and he was in New England. So me and him go way back, man. It's always fun competing against him. But, like I said, off the field, man, if you got anything to ask him about anything, man, he's always, he usually gets back to you for sure.
He's available and he'll do that. And
yeah.
He's not trying to soften you up to make sure you don't jump that route on him or anything like that.
Oh, no, he probably is, but, you can't that,
Okay, but what's the scouting report on Tom Brady, baseball player?
A lot like football, probably not that powerful, pretty smart game manager. Not very fast on the first baseline.
Okay.
Probably best at catcher where he doesn't have to move that much, but likes to direct other people around. So I think probably wouldn't be much different.
He sees ghosts. What's your reaction to Ryan Clark's comment?
It's a defensive term, and Ryan's a safety. I'm a linebacker, and he calls it seeing ghosts, but I call it protecting the franchise because you want your quarterback every week to be there for you 16 weeks out of the regular season. I mean, I've seen Peyton Manning do it. I've seen Eli Manning, those quarterbacks that know they're more important than this particular down right now. So live to fight another day and get down and save the franchise, protect the franchise. I'll talk about Ryan Clark's quarterback, Ben Roethlisberger, okay? He's only played 16 games one time in his entire 9-year career. He's missed 8 games in the last 3 years. It's hard to win without your franchise quarterback. And it's taken me a little bit of time to realize this post-retirement as an analyst. Quarterbacks must think differently than linebackers, than safeties. They must know that position is of the utmost importance, and they need to stay alive and stay healthy and be there through the entire regular season and the entire postseason. That's the way I see it. So he calls it seeing ghosts, but I think a lot of fans of the Steelers, of the Washington Redskins with Robert Griffin III, you would think that they would protect the franchise a little bit more regularly.
I think you've come full circle from the picture at the Combine to now you and your underwear selling Tom Brady underwear. It all worked out.
That?
Yeah.
Somehow it worked out. I know a lot of time in the last 23 years to get in a little bit better shape. So I was a college kid. I was coming out of college. Oh my God, that probably wasn't my finest moment, but I always joke about that picture. Like, no one else has a picture like that. Where's Peyton Manning's picture? He didn't look great in those gray shorts either. So, but I just somehow never see a picture of that.
What would you pay to have that picture from the combine and you remove it from civilization?
Oh man, you know what? I wouldn't pay anything, but I would just. It serves as a great reminder of where I've come from. So at this point, I would say I'm pretty cool with it. I look back and I think, God, I remember that day. I remember rooming with Mark Bulger in an Indianapolis hotel room and laughing, about where we were at, and couldn't imagine that we were both in this position we were in. And that, Brady, Bulger wasn't the greatest quarterback class, Chris Redman and Chad Pennington. So we've come a long way since then. But Mark actually had a great career. Tim Rattay. A lot of these guys that I don't run into that much anymore.
Man, when Tom Brady came to us, I felt like a kid in the candy store.
You're crying over Tom Brady?
Come on, baby. Come on out of that cold in New England. I was ecstatic.
I love that you remember all the quarterbacks that were taken ahead of you, though.
A few that were taken after too. T. Martin, Gio Carmazzi. I remember all them, but that was really important to me at the time. I mean, it was my whole life. That was the beginning of the internet where they were doing mock drafts, and you went on these sites and you saw, where this person thought you were going to get drafted and where this person thought you were going to get drafted. So it was a lot going into that, that year. And it seems like it went so fast. Literally, I blinked my eye. I'm like, here I am. And I'm like, holy, where did the time go? And, I can't believe that, I played this long. It's hard to imagine.
Because now we've never had a quarterback like that unless you talk about Doug Williams in the beginning. That was it. That big, strong pocket monster. Oh, my God. And then I had him in my house underneath my name. I was going to get to take my mama down there to the sideline at Brady. I had the goose that lays the golden egg in my house. I was going to walk my mother up to him and say hello. You know what this is, dog? That's Tom Brady.
Hell, I should have tear this morning. This man was crying on TV.
Yeah. But even more now, because there's no more COVID, I get to go to the sideline with my mom now at Brady's back. Oh, man.
I almost said this to you on the podium when you guys beat Seattle. And it probably wasn't going to be fair to you, but I almost said to you, do you think you should give the keys to Malcolm Butler?
Yeah,
to that truck. When did you decide that you were going to do that?
I will say that was one of the greatest defensive plays in the history of the NFL. Malcolm Butler had that ability to make that play. There are very, very few cornerbacks in the NFL that have the twitchiness and the reaction to get to that football. And as much as people will say, oh, you should have handled the ball off, we put a defense in that day that didn't allow you to hand the ball off. There's kind of a clip on our sideline where they call like goal line 3 corners. Malcolm ran in. We forced them to throw the ball. And, they could have given it to Marshawn. Obviously, I would say that, the coverage was an all-out blitz and the ball had to come out quick and Malcolm made the play. So I do think that was one of the great plays in NFL history that Malcolm, I would say, as much reaction to, oh, they should have handed the ball off. I wish there was the same reaction that was, can you believe how incredible of a play that was that Malcolm made? In fact, that's why I gave Malcolm the car, because Malcolm deserved the car. And, I think he still got it.
Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe as I post a new Tom Brady video every day.